Hello and welcome to a new playthrough of a game called The Gardens Between. This was a game that was released in 2018 and it was mainly the beautiful art style that attracted my attention. I know it's a time manipulation puzzle game, but other than that I don't really know much about the game. So we can explore this game together. So let's hop in and see what this game has in store for us. Beautiful treehouse. One that's never heard of physics though. These people seem to find a globe. Oh. A magic globe. Okay. Have a little island with a beach. So we have one button that moves time forward and one button that moves time backward. So left moves time back, forward moves time forward. And so we're looking at kind of a recording playing. And we can't move the characters, we can only move time. Okay, let's see. Okay. So I'm stuck. Now I can't move forward, I can only move backward. And they're doing something different. Okay, this is as far back in time as I could go. Now time moves forward again. But now a ball appears. Aha, and the box hits a different pot. The boy, or I think it's a boy, stops to look at something that is buried. And then they go to this glowing orb. Let's interact. And it becomes a lantern. And now when I move back in time, the girl keeps having that lantern. And I can also put it back. Okay, so let's move forward in time. This is as far forward in time as I can go. So let's place the lantern. Okay, and we're now dropped into a different scene, it looks like. Let's see, I can go back in time. This is as far back as it goes. Moving forward in time, the leaves are floating down. Then we have this kind of pumpkin thing. And I'm holding a lantern, but there is no light in it, it seems. See, he's pointing to that lantern there. Can I light it? Oh, it's a bell. Okay, so not necessarily every character can interact with anything. So here the girl walks by the bell and it doesn't ring, or I cannot ring it, but it's only as soon as the boy walks past the bell that it starts ringing. Okay, and there we found our light for the lantern. Now what can we do with this light, I wonder? So I wonder, I have my interact button, and when I press it, like now, you see that flash of light. But it doesn't really let me do anything. So when I walk forward, here it highlights that I can do an interaction. So maybe the game is telling me that I can't interact with everything, but I can interact with some things. Okay, we create a light bridge. And then this second flower, so it's not a lantern apparently, but a flower has our light. And as soon as we walk by, the light flicks back into the lantern. Aha, but the red flower eats our light. So yellow flower gives us the light. The purple, or the red flower, I mean, with the purple glow, absorbs the light. So I lose my light here. Can the boy ring this bell again? I wonder. Yeah, and then, okay. And then this flower has closed, while previously it was open. And maybe now we can go back in time to pick up our light. And let's see if this time we can walk by without a problem. And we can. Okay. So that's how the time manipulation works. Is this our level selection screen, perhaps? Aha, that's what I was wondering. We're unlocking memories, it seems, of a move to a new house. And I wonder if these two kids are just friends or if they are related. So I can also move forward and backward here in this memory. Oh, what was that? If I go farther back, we get this, what would you call it, an astronomical sign? And also the door there is shaking at certain points. I wonder if that means it's interactable. Okay, so I'm just playing around a bit with this time thing. So the boy seems to wave goodbye to the girl. So maybe they're friends and not related. So is this a different sign or the same? It's the same, okay. So I'll go forward in time then. And then the sign is stored in that orb. Not sure what that means. Maybe it's a part of a level. Like I see those first two islands there. And we are now on this little houseboat. So perhaps they're chapters then, those signs. Because I assume I can go back to them. And then this is chapter 2, part 1, something like that. And we have a garden hose as the theme. So I see a little garden hose wrapped around that rock, then a bucket and a tap connected to the hose. Let's go back in time. So okay, it seems to start us at the furthest point back in time as it can, these last two levels. Oh, there's something moving behind the planks, and it kicks one of the planks open. And it seems to have legs to jump with. Oh. And it jumps into the cooler. Okay, now we see the flower up there, or I assume it was always in view. I just noticed the flower, I'll say it like that, with our lights on top of the cooler. So maybe we need to get on top of it somehow. Oh. Cooler explodes. Maybe because the thing is jumping out. And what does it want? I can interact with it and put the lantern down. Aha, and now the girl can also interact with things. So I think before in the other level, it was not giving me the ability to interact the girl to the bell because she was already holding the lantern. So maybe they have to have their hands free. I see. The thing is going to jump up, but I can't go forward in time. But I think when the jumping, I don't know what to call it, is it a bot? The cube, the jumping cube, is jumping towards the light or to the top of the mountain. And I think I need to be able to get the light into that cube. So let's rewind time. Now it has the lantern on its head. And when it gets close enough the light jumps into it. Okay, that's what I thought. Then I assume I can pick it back up. Yeah, okay. And now I have a lantern with light. I also notice now that the bucket that's on the top left has one of those purple purple voids in it that can steal the orb. So let's see if that does something later on. Okay, so we create the light bridge. And there was a kink there in the cable or in the hose, just to the bottom right of us, and the cube jumps on it and then it activates the water. Where does the water go? Does it go to the bucket? It does. Okay. Cube comes back down. And now the flower opens up. Now, is it gonna steal the orb? Or I don't even have an orb. Hang on. Oh yeah, I used it for the bridge. I see, I see. So I need to go back in time. I think I need to put the lantern back on the robot. Here. And then we move it forward in time. I see where that could be a problem now. So now the lantern is lit on top of the cube, but it stays there resting on the freezer or on the cooler. And I can get it to jump back, but if I jump back too far, the orb will be stolen by the red flower. So I go there, go forward in time to the bell. The boy can ring the bell now. Close the flower, then I can move back in time and safely retrieve the light. Okay, so it seems like the girl always holds the lantern and the boy can ring the bell. Okay, this is an interesting mechanic. It's very different from other games that I've played. Different from any game I've played with time manipulation that does it like this, where you have no movement, but the time manipulation is your movement. That's very cool. I have a clothes dryer or a drying rack in the background. So this is a garden view, it seems like. With a water gun that I just noticed as well. Oh, and there is the drying rack. Okay, so the girl is holding the lantern, but there's not any light in it. I see 2 cubes. One again with legs just above where I am. You can see it hopping up there. You have a little kiddie pool, some water balloons floating on the top, or perhaps normal balloons, and then a beach ball. Okay, so I have my light, but it's going to get stolen. I'm also going to show the fail cases, even if I see them beforehand, just out of curiosity for myself and for you. So I noticed that the red flower was there, and I see the solution, but I just want to see what happens. Okay, so the bot jumps down. Can I read it? Not really. So maybe I am supposed to lose the light. And there will be a point in the future where I can put the lantern on it. So we go forward, and here the cube now touches the lantern. Okay, so we do a similar trick as before. We go back in time with the lantern on the cube. It jumps by the flower in the air over there and then picks up the light. And then on the other side we can pick up our lantern again. We create a bridge, but now again we lost our light. Okay, and it seems like the red flower with the void in it is spinning around. So I assume we do something similar with this cube, but let's go forward in time first and see what happens. Okay, yeah. The light gets stolen again. This time I think I put the lantern with the light on top. The cube jumps up and then down again. Take the lantern. And it might have to do the same thing again. Let's see, forward in time. Yeah, it jumps to the end. So I assume I do the same. Lantern on the cube. We walk past. I can pick up the lantern. And then we jump to the gate. Okay. Alright, so far the game is teaching us the mechanics, what to do, reusing a couple of elements. And I think we get another memory here. Yeah, of the kids playing with water. And lollipops. That's where the cooler came in. I see the water gun on the ground as well. So all the elements that we've seen in the levels are now being repeated here. So we are playing through the memories of the kids, it seems. Maybe the gardens between is the gardens between the two places where they live. So I see 3 little islands here. One with games. So a table with games, Jenga, and making a card castle. And some soda, then a TV. And then the last one, a light. Maybe like a blanket fort. Okay, let's go in. Okay, so these sets are quite beautiful, so we have the repeating rock theme on the island, and then supplemented with elements from the memory. So the cards in the water, there's a window in the background on a rainy day. We see the fence that was also in the previous level. So this is the rainy day when they can't go outside and play with water. They're now inside playing games and having fun together. Okay, now what is this little thing? The boy can interact with it? Oh. You can reverse time for certain elements now. So if I now move forward and backward in time, only the Jenga tower is responding, because it's in our way to move forward. So if I go back in time and put the Jenga tower back in place, we can now pass. I wonder if it's still falling or not. Pick up the light, and we have our light bridge. We have some dice, and are these pawns? A little board piece on the ground where we're stepping. Here another one. And we have here a red flower, but we also don't have a light. Okay, so I can activate that bell again. What are we moving this time? The dominoes. So this is as far back as they go. Okay, everything is falling again. So maybe it is the same elements that we're manipulating, but I just didn't notice the dominoes before. The yellow flower is on top of the tower. Aha, I see. And we've now put the flower on the ground there. Now if I go back in time, yeah, the tower takes the flower along with it back up. So as far forward as I can go. I can close the left red flower, but then it opens the one on the right. I see, okay. I think I want the right one closed first. Then go pick up the lights. And I can't move past these fallen blocks. So I move back in time, ring the bell. Then I can move further back to this bell, and we can move the Jenga tower again. Till everything is stable. Reset the dominoes. Restore the board to a clean slate. Okay, so we get an achievement for that. Maybe I was not, or I could have not reversed it completely. Okay, I like that there are little contained levels to play through with their own tiny puzzles. Second level, we now have a TV set and some game controllers. I see here in the water of where I'm walking, there's like a cassette for the old time games, the like 80s, 90s Sega. Okay, so the boy is testing out buttons on the remote. The girl is looking at the game in the water. We have a little cassette player, the memories, the good old 80s and 90s recording VCR, or is that VHS in English? Okay. So I have a cable, looks like an electric cable to plug in the recorder. And let's see, when I ring the bell, what do I activate? Okay, so forward in time, this is as far forward as it goes. That's the starting position more or less. And I can go backward in time and plug in the TV. I unring. And now where do I go? Okay, there's voices, the TV playing. Ah, maybe now the boy is going to press the remote again and something's going to activate. Aha, cool. Okay, so we rewinded the tape. You could see the time on the screen here on the monitor was going down. So we rewound the tape and then it exited the recorder. Here I can pick up a light again. Okay, we have a block, cube. I wonder, oh, I was gonna ask, I wonder if it has legs or if it has moved throughout this game and I didn't see it. But now it's sprouted legs. What? Okay, that's cool. So the cube jumps into the TV and becomes part of the game here. You can see it jumping out of the top. Ah, okay, I was wondering where is the light gonna come from at this endpoint. But I think the light is gonna come from inside of the game. So if I put the lantern on the cube, I think it will perhaps pick up a light inside of the TV. there is still this bell to be rung. Oh, I see. So at first I'm a white bird, and I can fight this insect. Or I can also go back in time, and I was a black raven before. And this is as far back in time as I can go. And now there is a light. We can see a flower has appeared. So the whole animation is this. So the raven picks up the flower, defeats the insect, and wins. But we can also go back in time and there's a flower. Now I can unfreeze time, bring the cube back, it picks up the light, and then jumps back out of the TV. Alright, that's cool. I wonder what happens to the raven now, though. Is it gonna lose? Aha! Super Silly Crow is defeated. Game over is an achievement I just got. So that was an achievement state to go back. Okay, so the game is rewarding me for curiosity. I like that. Super Silly Crow. And it looked like there was a third island. Yeah. Okay, so it is a blanket fort that they built. And this island is a lot bigger. So we can see the couch. Let's first see what we need. Oh. There's a pillow falling on the lamp, and from the lamp falls the flower with the light. But it seems to fall so fast that I can't pick it up. So the only interactable is this bell. So let's ring it. And we now control the cube. Okay. So I think the question is, how far forward does the cube need to be? For example, if I put it here and I go back, or I go forward in time, is that enough? I see. So I do need my lantern on top of the cube though. Okay, so the cube can go a whole long way around the island here. Let's rewind all the way. I see what I have to do now. So we put the cube there, then have the girl put the lantern on the cube. Go back in time. And we move our cube so it is in the air over here. So that it can pick up the light as soon as the flower falls. There we go. And then I think I also have to rewind time to get the cube back on my side to activate the bridge. Okay, so we have a little ladder. in front of us, but it seems like they are not going on top, or maybe the girl is. Okay, so they're taking a different route. So the boy has another bell. I see. Okay, we can do more or less the same thing. If we are still controlling the cube, that is, yes, we are. Okay. So all of these bells control the same element. I put it here. Then go back so the girl can put the lantern on top of it. Now, where do we pick up light from? How far back in time can I go? This is as far as I can go. So that light is already in the water, and I can't pick it up again there. Let's move. I'll take the lantern with me, just in case. Oh, and another pillow falls on the popcorn. Knocks down the bowl. And in the bowl is another cube with a flower. So we need to somehow open that flower. And I think I see where we can do that. So the boy is going down the path below. And there is a little bell behind the blanket. The girl is waving to us. So how do I get to that blanket? So they're already looking up at what's happening here. So I think they see the pillow coming. And I think I'll put my lantern on the cube. Maybe if the cube is midair, it can catch the blanket from falling all the way over the bell. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that seems to do it. Great catch. What's under the tablecloth is an achievement I got. And now we open the flower, we go back in time. Let's see if we can catch the light while it's midair. So was there a point here maybe where our cube can catch the light before it falls? And yes, it can. Okay, cool. Then I move it back here, maybe. Pick up the lantern. Go forward. And they are rejoining. Let's see what memory this unlocks. So this was Theme Rainy Sundays. Yeah. rainy Sundays, playing games on the couch, eating popcorn, watching a movie under a blanket fort. And I see in the background there the picture of what looks like the girl and her dad, and there is no mom. So maybe the girl doesn't have a mother. And they're laughing at each other. Okay. So it's another good memory here. And that's memory 3 unlocked. Okay, I am going to end episode 1 here. Thank you all for watching. This is quite a fun game to play. I hope to see you again in the next episode.